So this session is all about UPSC CSE 2025 Intensive Mains Program. So the main objective of this program is all about making sure the candidates are having enough practice regarding the mains examination process. And this particular program includes already, as the information is here, around 36 sectional tests will be there, and 4 essay, 4 full length, and 2 simulators, like just before you go to the exam, simulating the similar kind of conditions. Those kind of exams you are going to have. And out of these 36 sectional tests, now I am going to discuss about GS paper 2. Okay, you all know that in GS paper 2, we are going to conduct around 4 questions based on Indian polity, 3 on international relations, 2 on social justice, and 1 on governance. So today's one is about the first paper number 1. So that is about Indian polity. Okay. Now regarding today's question paper, question number 4, that is about the basic structure doctrine acts as constitutional compass in times of parliamentary overreach. This is a statement. Explain the evolution of basic structure doctrine through major Supreme Court judgment. So the main demand of this question is you should be able to recollect how the basic structure got evolved. So your answer must include Golaknath case as well as Keshavananda Bharati case and Minerva Mills case as well. This must be, otherwise you will get less marks. And assess its impact on constitutional democracy. That means, what is the importance of basic structure in constitutional democracy? That is significance of the basic structure. Okay. Now, so your answer must include, first, when you are writing basic structure, not only basic structure, even when you are writing the collegium also, your answer must include in your introduction that these are the judicial innovation. That keyword must be there. Okay, because the basic structure as well as the collegium, these were never mentioned in the constitution. These were the judicial innovation. So in your introduction you can write that basic structure is the judicial innovation and it places very substantive limits. Substantive means significant limits. On whom? On parliament overreach. That should be the case in your introduction, and it was introduced in Keshavananda Bharati case to protect the fundamental values of the constitution from majoritarian impulses. Okay, that means if there is no basic structure, what happens? Constitution will amend the constitution in whichever, the parliament will amend the constitution in whichever the way it likes. Government also support its view. In which way government say that I got the majority support, so that I will amend the constitution in whichever the way it like. That means majoritarianism will go. If the majoritarianism will prevail, means minority rights will not be protected. So basic structure, you must be remember, very, very important guys. Okay. So basic structure is a tool. Okay. Basic structure is a balancing tool. Okay. Between constitutional ethos and majoritarian impulses. Okay, majoritarian impulses. You should write this, some of the catchy words, impulses, and when you are referring values, you can write the ethos. Okay, try to practice writing these kind of things. And just now I mentioned that judicial innovation. Okay, this is a common tool. Okay, you can also use the same tool when you are writing the judicial review answer also. Listen guys, when I am saying something about the model answer, means you can use these techniques not only for this answer, for the future answer as well. For example, when you are writing judicial review, you can write as judicial review is a balancing tool between constitutional values and parliament overreach. As simple as that. Or executive overreach. That should be the case. So try to be very sharp. Okay. This is all about your innovation guys. Okay. The same things can be used in different way in different answers. So that should be the introduction. Then your body of the answer should include how the basic structure doctrine got evolved over the period of time. So it must include Shankari Prasad case and Sajjan Singh case, where parliament can where Supreme Court upheld that parliament can amend the constitution in unlimited manners. Then Golaknath case, Golaknath case, actually the important thing is Golaknath case make the constitution very rigid. That means Goraknath case, Supreme Court clearly mentioned that Parliament even cannot amend anything. Forget about fundamental rights, anything cannot be amended, especially fundamental rights. That was the Goraknath case, which given by the 11 judges. That was later reviewed in the Keshavananda Bharati case. But Keshavananda Bharati case, it was a landmark case, and Supreme Court, given judgment that as Parliament can amend the fundamental rights subjected to basic structure. So the basic structure doctrine, it was introduced in this Keshavananda Bharati case, and you can write down some of the things which comes under basic structure, like supremacy of the constitution, judicial review, secularism, and federalism, okay, which we discussed just now in the SR Bombay case. These are some of the things which comes under basic structure. Then you can write down specific cases like Indira Gandhi versus Rajanarayan case, where free and fair election, Supreme Court mentioned as a basic structure. Minerva Mills case, where Supreme Court mentioned that balancing between the fundamental rights and DPSP, it must be the basic structure. Then Vaman Rao and I.R. Coelho case, that is about, a ninth schedule subjected to judicial review after 1972. You should be very, very clear. So these are some of the other judgments where Supreme Court used basic structure doctrine. So that is about evolution of the basic structure. You will write in your body of the answer. Then you will write about impact. Because in your question, it is also there that how the basic structure is protecting the constitutional democracy. You have to write. Okay, how it can protect? It will check on the overreach of the legislative as well as the executive. It will stop the legislative and executive from overreaching. It will preserve the constitutional values. Just now we discussed constitutional ethos. Okay, and it also promotes the judicial accountability. Okay, because if the basic structure is not there, means there will be no judicial accountability. It encourages the judicial activism, and it will make sure the separation of powers. But there is one criticism also. So the main thing, listen guys, when you are writing about anything which is not mentioned in the constitution, for example, that is about collegium system, like I told you, or constitution did not specifically enforce DPSP or basic structure doctrine. In all these cases, you can use one common line, that is, it is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution. Even when you are writing answer on the federalism also, the word federal not mentioned in the constitution. Okay. Even when you are writing about political parties also, you can write the same point. The word political party is not mentioned in the constitution. That was one of the questions in the recently prelims exam. So you can use this common template. Something is not mentioned in the constitution. You know guys, the same kind of theme also you will use in the environment also. When you are writing something like any environment international law, you can write that it is not binding. It is not binding. That is one of the criticism. So now in criticism, you can write it is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution, and sometimes there is an accusation that on the name of basic structure, there is a possibility of judicial overreach. Sometimes judiciary is becoming overreaching into their functions. Then you can draw the conclusion that basic structure doctrine is acting as a guardrail for Indian democracy. It is ensuring that core constitutional values are not being violated. It is one of the essential features of constitutional morality and continuity. It strikes the balance between the flexibility of the constitution and inviolable values. That means values which cannot be violated. So this is about basic structure. Okay, are we clear guys?